Hey, we're out here with Rue. We also have a couple of really nice boxes in the back. I'm sure you saw that Paldea Fates Pokemon Center, as well as a Pokemon Center White Flare. Then I have another really big box that has Pokemon Center White Flare Black Bolt. Then I have other big box that has a case of Paldea Evolved. What I'm trying to say is I'm on the road. And I'm currently on the way to a location to drop these things off. One of the topics that I wanted to get into, honestly, I think it's one of the biggest things in the back of the mind right now of every PokeTuber, every Pokemon card, you know what, every collectible investor right now. Security. Y'all have no idea how good the coffee in this cup is. Brewed myself. It is hitting. It's firing on all cylinders right now, dude. So I'm sure a lot of you guys saw this past week, Poke posted a video that he was robbed. They were out of the house. Someone came in and they took a lot from him. It was more than just Pokemon. I think they also got sneakers, I think. This isn't like exclusive. This isn't an endemic issue in the collectibles community. Kind of just is a thing that happens. The unfortunate part though is, you know, what's that meme where it's like, never let your ops know your next move? Yo, dude, I don't know, you know, it sucks that you have to be more careful about where you're going, what you're doing, you know, just trying to share your life, trying to share like an exciting part of your life. And you're always gonna have bad actors, man. You're like, no matter what the industry is, you're always going to have someone that ruins it for everybody else. It just is life, right? Like you kind of, this is why they say, like, surround yourself with good people. Don't tell everyone everything. Don't tell everyone the whole truth. Like, there are a lot of components that go into this that, like, I'm not blaming him. It just sucks that, you know, he shared things with people. I don't know if it's someone that he knows. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure the statistic is that most of the crimes, most of the robberies committed against you are people that you know or people that know the people that you know. So I hope that's not the situation, man, because it's wildly unfortunate, but we're on our way to drop off some things. And also to grab some things to sell, actually. We are all caught up on debt, which is insane. Not that, like, we had oodles and oodles of debt, but, like, I don't know, I just, my whole mission was like, oh, cool, I'm gonna set out to pay off the Type R, right? And then I picked up the Forerunner, which Rue is loving. Rue absolutely loves the Forerunner. It's a good dog. But yeah, you know, the whole goal was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna pay off the Type R and just have a free and clear car note. And then Pokemon market kind of cooled off, and I was like, well, I ain't selling things now. I'm not gonna take a loss, even though it's not really a loss. I'm up on the majority of everything I've ever purchased. I think the only thing, genuinely, the one thing that I am down on, and I still wholeheartedly cannot recommend it more, is Spider-Man collector boxes. I don't care, dude. I don't care. I've got like 40-something collector boxes. And eventually, once they get up to 1,000, I'm going to have like 42 grand. You know, like, you got to pick and choose. You got to pick and choose what struggle you want to have. If like, oh, my greatest struggle is that I'm going to be sitting on these boxes until they cash out and pay off, like, not a bad deal. Genuinely, not an issue. Although I will say, the one negative is I'm down bad on those. So, like, if I would have waited, I think I might have saved myself like $10,000 to $14,000. Like, I'm not in as bad a position as a lot of people are, but I'm also not in great of a position as, like, I don't know, people who waited for 400, people who waited for 450 even. And I did get some below 400. I wanted a dollar cost average. Also, take a look at this. I did go ahead and make some really big purchases this week. Dude, I love League. I love League of Legends. I love Arcane. I love League Wild Rift primarily. I'm really excited for that Riot MMO to come out. I like Riot. Riot's doing a really good job. And I finally picked up some Riftbound. I had wanted a case of Riftbound for a while. Finally pulled the trigger on that. Got a pretty good deal. I'm happy with who I went through. They seem like a really nice shop. And then we've got another, not huge, but you know, I would say it's a good addition. I added a little bit more One Piece. I got some of the Azure Seas booster boxes, so those will be cool. I think Azure Seas is a pretty good set. It got hit with a nice reprint. It's only a matter of time until those go up. Genuinely, dude, these are, again, long-term plays. They are not, hey, I need to, you know, get in now. I got to get rich quick, or I'm going to be upset. Like, that's not at all the goal, dude. That is not at all the goal. That's not at all the goal. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you buy something like Ascended Heroes, which we just had the Ascended Heroes launch, if you buy something like Ascended Heroes and you're like, great, I'm going to buy this collector, no, not the collector, this Pokemon Center ETB, and I'm going to flip it and I'm going to make, you know, I'm going to sell it for 200, which would mean that I'm going to make $140 on it. Like, yeah, dude, that's sick, man, I guess. Probably get like 500 for it if you would have waited. Like, you could have not just tripled your money, you probably could have like almost 10x'd it, you know? Is that greed? I don't think that's greed. I think it's just time. Like, why are you going to do the work of being so desperate and so sweaty? Also, people who are buying like regular ETBs, people who camped out at Best Buy, people who camped out at Target. I camped out at Target and I got a little bit of Ascended Heroes for me. If you camped out for you and you wanted to rip some packs, dope, dude. But like, we're not even talking Pokemon Center. We're talking regular ETBs, and they're like, oh, dude, I'm gonna sell these for 115, 120. Okay, you made $60, maybe a little less after taxes or fees or shipping or whatever. I'm really passionate about it because as I've mentioned before, man, like, I don't come from money. I'm not rich, but I do want people to be better off. Like, we all need whatever help, whatever advantage, whatever leverage we can get right now. So seeing people just settle for $50, it's like, yo, man, I promise you, your time is worth way more. I was having a conversation with a coworker and I was like, yo, dude, no matter what the situation is, there's no such thing as the perfect work situation. You will always be either overworked, underpaid, or both. You will never not be one of the two, because even if you're at a gig that you absolutely love, they're really going to make sure that they extract as much production out of you, as much value as they can get out of your 40 hours a week, sometimes even OT every week. So your time's worth a lot. I think people need to, I don't know, take that into account, man. Like, have some self-respect. Do me a favor, chime off in the comments if your general perspective and outlook on the collectibles market is it's worth grabbing things and flipping them immediately versus holding on to it long term. Honestly, like, I kind of, it's not even like a negative feeling that I have towards you for doing that. Instead, it's more of like a, yo, dude, like, think about yourself, man. But instead, it's more of like a, yo, dude, think about yourself. Like, surely your time could have been better spent, no?